Hi, so my name's Tom, and I want to do a bit of a project log video for this Wood Elves project that I'm starting up. These are the sort of videos that I enjoy when I'm watching hobby content. Just someone going through a project that they've been working on, the units, how it all comes together. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, or at least have a go at doing. We'll see how it all works out. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's always fun talking about your projects. Sometimes it feels a bit goofy, but it is cool. So I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to go through what I've got so far, what some vague ideas are, and what I'm thinking about for my next bits. I'm not sure how much we'll make it into this one video. I want to try and get a bit of a chunk for this video, and then I don't know. I guess I'll do another one when I have enough stuff to do another one about. So yeah, what else? I got this codex, this army book years ago in I think Whitby in a little secondhand bookshop, and it was just in a phase of buying codexes to just read through and get ideas and figure stuff out about the hobby when I was still, well, where I was still figuring stuff out, right? And it's always struck me as a really cool army. Like, look at got a load of that guy. Whoa. Sorry, I'm learning how to use my camera again. But some of the models are just so cool. The units are such a vibe, and especially this era of like green goblin basing. Like old hammer, middle hammer. I'm not exactly sure which this falls into. I don't really care. It's cool. It's sick. I really want some tree men. I don't know whether to get these ones or some of Trish's new ones that she sculpted that are available as part of the Harrow Hist line. But yeah, it's really cool, and it's been on my radar to do a little Wood Elves collection for a while, and I've not really jumped into it. And now I'm taking that opportunity to do so. The main thing was finding a ton of these. So these monopose plastic archers are a vibe. Like, in terms of modern Warhammer, they leave a lot to be desired, but they're so cool. Like, the idea of a little block of these, all the same. Well, except few little head swaps that we'll get to. It's just cool. So I managed to get a block of these on a Facebook Marketplace group I'm in for a happy price. I was happy to pay for. How many have I got? So I've got enough to do a block of 20 with a few extras if I have like a character in the unit, which seemed like a nice starting point. So yeah, I grabbed those and really happy with them. A few of them were a bit dinged up, a few heads were mashed. So I did a few head swaps using the I don't know my Wood Elf unit terminology well enough to say which one exactly that is. Is it the Glade Guard kit? I think it's the Glade Guard kit. Like they're slightly low res compared to new stuff. So I think they fit in quite nicely. Oh no, rest in peace. They just needed a few little sculpts into the back to blend them in quite nicely, and they'll just give a little pop of difference across the bulk of those guys. I also made a banner bearer. Ooh. Put that the bed that was helping focus, I think. So this banner bearer came out really nicely. One of the bows was snapped. Ooh. One of the bows was snapped. So it seemed perfect to pop. Bit of brass rod in. Went for a aluminium banner. Was debating a paper one. because I saw some really cool paper ones recently. But every time I do a paper banner, it goes wrong. It goes badly, badly wrong. So it's a little bit easier. I'm really happy with how the wood effect came out on the banner pole. And then I think that's from a Blood Bowl Ogre for a nice little banner top. But yeah, chuffed with that. Fits in the unit nicely. Need to figure out a champion and a musician for them. I might try and get some of the old metal ones. Might kit bash one or two of these guys. But the pose works well for a banner. Maybe okay for a musician. Not especially well for a champion. Not a champion that's going to look like a cool guy. So next I wanted to figure out some characters, some juicy bits to get it going. I've had this merge along with another that we'll get to in my bits box for a while. And she's such a cool model. I believe it's an Alan Perry sculpt. I was missing a hand. I think I'd used that for a different kit bash at some point. So I went rummaging and found this casting hand from the Blackstone Fortress, Psyker. And with a bit of shaving, it fit really nicely in such a way that I think really gives it a bit of motion. That hopefully these vines are accentuating. So my original plan was to run her as a mage, but then I was chatting to someone on Instagram and they pointed out the the Beastmasters, and she would actually make a really cool Beastmaster, especially with the little cat. That was intended as just a cool familiar. That's from one of the Frostgrave Wizard kits. But like, that would be really cool if she was leading a pack of the giant cats and then she had the little cat on the base. That would be very nice. To be honest, I think I could probably get away with like just painting her up and then sometimes she can be a mage, sometimes she can be a beastmaster. Because that's the duality of life, I guess. But yeah, she's really cool. I really like her. So that's what I've got like set up. I want to get her painted as a little bit of a Christmas treat to myself, for doing some other bits and bobs, and also as a bit of a test model. Same with I've got one of my plastic bowmen ready to paint. Well, he needs priming first. So yeah, I want to do some test schemes on these. I'm leaning towards some purples and lavenders. There's one of the glades that is mentioned when I was having a bit of a read the other day. Am I going to be able to find it now? I'm not going to. Here we go. So we've got the Wild Heaths and the I couldn't find it. I realise now that I could have off-screen found it and edited slickly to the passage that I was looking for, but we're not going to do that because it's not really important. I'm probably going to paint them purple because I think it will look cool. I recently painted a Galadriel in like sheer fabric, and I'm thinking about trying to give her that look because I think it'll look cool. But yeah, I'm going to do those test models, see how I like them, and go from there. That's pretty much all I've got at the moment. The only other thing I've got so far otherwise is I've got the mounted Wood Elf Merge. I want to get him a really cool mount. Like, I'd love to get hold of a griffin or a hippogriff, or something cool. Eagle seems like it's fine, if not a little vanilla. But yeah, I think it'd be really fun to have him flying around on something, bringing a bit of oomph. I also grabbed on the same when I grabbed the 20 guys, I also got this Marauder elf. It was really cool. I had thought there might be a suitable champion for these archers, but like, nah, it just didn't look right for me. Another unit I would like to include is a chariot of some variety, just because like chariots are sick, and any opportunity to include one. So she could be a crew. I've got some nice little hands, like some reins that fit quite nicely. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have much going on. I've put some offers in on eBay to see what happens. So some of those, most of those will probably get refused. But someone might let me buy some for a reasonable price, and that would be cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. It's nice. I'm sticking to, well, I'm not like 100% stuck to fourth edition. Like I'm totally gonna write it in a plan the list in a way that I could maybe play the old world, like new Warhammer Fantasy. But like it's all the fucking same, and it's elves and guys. Like I'm basing it on 25 millimeters, so it's new Warhammer kosher. Um, yeah, like because if I'm gonna play it, that's reasonable. um, but I don't think it matters too much. I don't think I'm gonna play with anyone that it's gonna matter too much for, which is fine, which is cool. Yeah, that's about it. I feel like I'm rambling a bit now, so I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for watching if you've watched all the way through. I hope you've appreciated my little ramble and bimble around my wood elves.